Hello, Matthew Mathers. Today we're continuing to work in the rounding family on a thing called estimating. So on the first group of problems on your page, there's a bunch of adding problems where I say to find the sum, because sum means to add. A bunch of adding problems to estimate. The first few are smaller. If there's only 3-digit numbers, what we're going to do is round to the hundreds. So for something like 638, we're going to just decide whether to keep the 6 or round it up to 7. As always, we look right. 3 is the boss and tells us to just stay the same. I'm going to treat this like a 600. For this 2, when we look to the right and see the 7, we're going to round that up to be at 300. And then we're going to add those to get 900. I don't care what these actually add up to be. I'm not going to add the actual numbers. I'm going to round them and get a ballpark answer to see what it's going to be. That's going to be 900. If I go 4-digit or more numbers, I'm going to want to round to the thousands place. So the question is, keep or change the 6. It's keep the 6, because 4 is too small to change it. That's 6,000. The 2 is going to go up to 3, because 9 is 5 or more, so that goes up to 3,000. Add that up, and we get 9,000. If I give you 5-digit numbers, we're going to just continue to go to the thousands place. So I'm going to keep the 6 and make a choice about the 4, which is to stay the same, because 2 keeps it the same. But on this, the 6 rounds us up from 28 to 29. We're going to end with the triple zeros there. 4 and 9 is 13, carry the 1, that would be 93,000, and that should get you through 1 to 10. If we go to work 11 to 20 for subtract, it's the same scheme. If I go to subtract with 3-digit numbers, round to the same spot, but we just subtract to get 300. If I go 4-digit numbers, round to the thousands place. The exact same thing we did, but subtract to get 3,000. For this, again, round to the same spot, but if we go to subtract, we have a little bit of a borrow. From the 6 to make it 5, 14 minus 9 is 5, so we get 35,000. 21 to 30 for multiply, we're going to just round every number to its first position. No matter how big or small it is, we're just going to round to the first position. So the 3 we're going to keep because 1 is too small to change it, that's 30. 6 gets changed to 7 because 8 is big enough to change it, so 30 times 70. And then multiply is nice when you get those zeros. 3 times 7 is 21. And then the zeros just go on the back end. We're going to round them all to the first position regardless. So this 3 stays 3 because 2 is not big enough to change it. That's 300. 5 becomes 6 because 5 or more changes it. And then we're going to go 3 times 6 is 18. And since there's a total of 4 zeros, we're going to tack on 4 zeros, and we're good with that. Dividing, the first number we're going to leave 2 alive. The second number round to just have 1 number other than zeros. So on this, I want to keep the 1, potentially change the 4, but not here. 3 is not enough to change it, so I leave 1,400. For the second number, 6 is where we'll round. We'll round to the first spot of dividing. 6 rounds up to 7 because 8's pretty big to get to 70. If you'd rather write it this way, that might make some of you feel better. And here the trick is for zeros to get rid of the same amount on divisor and dividend. This we can drop 1 0, so that we can drop 1 0. 7 into 14 is 2, and this sheet should be set up so everything will divide evenly if you round it right. If you're not able to divide evenly, you probably messed up your round. And then there's a bonus 0 to make that 20. Again, for this, we want to keep 2 numbers alive here. So keep the 1, 7 rounds to 8, because that's big enough to make 18,000. Second number, go to the first position. 1 rounds up to 2, because 9's enough to push it up, and we need 2 zeros. We can ditch 2 from that, so we can ditch 2 from that. If you feel more comfortable looking at 2 into 180, feel free 2 into 18 is 9, but with a bonus 0 for 90 to be the answer. Again, for this, we want two numbers, so keep 6. Choice on the 3 is to make 4, 000. Second number round, only have one number, which is here, keeping the 8, because 1 is not enough to change that, to be 800. That has 2 zeros, so that can lose 2 of its zeros. And if this makes you feel better to write it this way, feel free. 8 into 64 is an 8, with a bonus 0 to make that 8, or 80. So that's estimating. Worksheet is yours. Tomorrow there's no video, it's just a practice test. All this mixed rounding estimating stuff to do the practice test tomorrow. Email me if you have any questions. See you later.